What's going on, people? Welcome back to the Weekly Spin. This episode is brought to you by Re-Inspire Printing, All Time Out in Shilajit, and Weekend Defender. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the club, and hit the bell button to be notified of future content. I'm back again with the one and only Benji Wild. What's going on, brother?
Hi, bro.
Yeah, how's it going?
Yeah, I'm good.
We ready to get into this or what?
Yeah, got some new clips this week, yeah?
Let's go.
The Central Club.
I've had 6 BBLs, 5 boob jobs, a tummy tuck, a gastric sleeve, 6 rounds of liposuction.
And are you done?
No. He said, how does it make you feel that you spend £40,000 and you still look the way you do?
Damn, you're a victim.
Well, he's not lying.
Could you imagine spending that much money and then being told that you look butters? But for the record, I think she looks great. Plastic's not really my thing.
Yeah.
That's just a personal preference, but I don't think there's anything wrong with the way she looks. I think she was probably just with somebody who's a bit of an asshole.
I wasn't like imagining things. She's a taffy, isn't she?
Yeah, she is. Yeah.
Fucking hell. Always listening there.
But there's so many women out there now that this is their aesthetic, and it's like an addiction, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, once you have one little surgery done or one little procedure, you want to keep going. Like the first time I had Botox, do you want to go?
Well, quickly.
Sorry.
Yeah, like we've been, just for the record, anyone out there who has had Botox or had lots of work done, or you know anyone on the black market, get hold of us. We're doing a documentary on this. It's like really important. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah, get at us. Important. Call out.
So what's this? Is this like botch jobs and stuff? Or?
Yeah, it's like the black market of the beauty industry and how people are buying, basically, as well. But as well, I just want to say, there are people out there, that is their type. The fake plastic look, they will say, it's not, oh, I like them because they look nice. It's like the fact that they've had work on them.
I got a friend, and he said to me that, like, for him to fall for a girl, she has to have had these procedures.
Yeah. Pick a preference.
Yeah, and that's fine. You know, it's not my thing. Yeah.
Same.
Lastly, sir, we have an executive order ordering the declassification of files relating to the assassinations of President John F. Kennedy, Senator Robert F. Kennedy, and Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
That's a big one, huh? A lot of people are waiting for this for years, for decades. And everything will be revealed. Okay? Give that to RFK Jr.
Yes, sir.
I really, really like this. I've been fascinated with the John F. Kennedy. I realize I don't know enough about Martin Luther King's assassination, but John F. Kennedy has inspired a generation. It's one of the biggest conspiracy theories of our time and times before. I wonder if there is anything in those files that is going to blow the case open. But my favorite part of that whole video is at the end, he puts his pen down and then he goes, give that to, what's his name?
Junior,
yeah, Kennedy, Bobby Kennedy. He goes, not Buck.
Robert. Yeah.
Robert, yeah. He goes, give that to his boy, innit? So he's got the pen that would sign this document. But yeah, what do you think of him?
So first of all, I love it. I think how this played was they obviously RFK Jr. was running for president in this term.
Yep.
And there was he was openly stating about how he was against Trump, really. The biggest power move, I feel, for Trump's victory was RFK joining with him.
Yeah,
a lot of the followers jumped on that. Now, I think the bargain was, come with me, and I promise you I will get those files. So I think that's why he said it. Okay?
You know what? That's actually a very good point. I never thought of it like that. I think that them teaming up, as you said, it's been the final nail in the coffin. The coalition between them two has been brilliant because Robert Kennedy was doing a great job.
Couldn't have done it on his own.
No. So, the first time I heard him speak, I thought he was in pain. Like, I thought, wow. But I just found him so likable, so charismatic. And because of that issue with his voice, I just found him so human. But I like him. And
I like him.
I like what's happened there.
I like him a lot. I really, really do. He's very fit. He's very strong, and he's a good speaker, even with that struggle. It's interesting, just for people who don't know, this was meant to have been signed off in the previous presidency. And there was a few last minute changes that pulled it out. Trump has now come forward and said Mike Pompeo was the main reason. Mike Pompeo was the reason. He talked me out of it last minute to not do it. So what was Mike Pompeo worried about not putting out there?
Well,
what are the government worried about?
This has been the case for the whole time. What is the big deal? What is the thing that they don't want to release it for? But, you know, it does make me wonder, if Trump is so content to sign that bill, why has he not signed to release the Epstein information? But, you know...
Yeah. I love the fact he's done the MLK one as well, and the Robert Kennedy, the Bobby Kennedy. That, you know, it's amazing.
These people are massive parts of America's history. So, you know,
I just hope they're not redacted. Like, they get released and you got big black blotches of speeches.
What else happen?
You know, and we can't help it if that's the case. But no, it's amazing. And one last touch I want to say on Trump that I really, really appreciated. So obviously it was on Martin Luther King Day that he was inaugurated. He's now releasing that for Martin Luther King. But also, when he was in office, he had the statue face of Winston Churchill in the Oval Office to pay respects to Britain and, you know, the war effort. Whatever you may think of Churchill, that, you know, he helped us win the war. And obviously Obama, Biden, Clinton, they've always got rid of it. Well, on the first day back, he put it straight back on the mantelpiece, and I gotta say, like, respect for that. Like,
might have to smoke a Davidoff Winston Churchill later for Winston.
So if I was like hiring and I saw pronouns, here's what I'm gonna assume. I'm gonna assume you're obviously very liberal. So I'm gonna assume you're one of those people that is super far left. Hey, I'm gonna assume you're not a very hard worker. You are either a female or you're a probably not straight guy. So everything in the office is going to have to cater to you, your feelings, your needs, and your emotions. So everyone around you is not going to be able to be themselves and walk on eggshells. Why would anyone want someone like you unless everyone's like you in a work environment? You're going to be the laziest person. You're going to be the most entitled, complain the most, and I think you're going to be the first to sue. So shocker that pronouns weren't helping you guys. Sorry, is there anything I missed there? Is there anything I missed?
I might say this might get copyrighted because of the music, but we'll still continue.
Oh, damn.
It's okay. She's right.
Man, you did tell me last week.
She's right.
Yeah. Well, we'll give it a quick review. I thought it was fascinating because there's certain points she's made there that you can't deny. If you have a company and you are getting applications for jobs and you see he, him, or she, her, it's going to make you feel a certain type of way. The pronouns is the one thing that will be obvious who you are politically, as opposed.
It's not just about you're doing this to make them know who you are as a person. You male, female, trans. But what it's actually doing is you're revealing you're a pain in the fucking ass. That's the truth. I can't be bothered with this headache.
I like that.
This one really mattered. And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you. My heart goes out to you. It is thanks to you that the future of civilization is assured. Thanks to you.
Well, I think me and you are going to have two different viewpoints on this.
I think we might, but...
Well, first of all, it's undeniable that looks like
the Nazi salute.
And the fact he goes as well.
That's what got me, bro. That's what got me.
And like, I think, right, there's two options.
That arm was straight there. His elbow was locked in place there.
It's either, right, he's done this. Well, there's three options here, right? He is a Nazi. Number two, and also he's done it subliminally where he goes, thanks to you, civilization is now rest assured, as if like, we are going to kill you. Subliminally.
Yeah.
Or he's done it to troll and wind up the left. Yeah.
So
And doesn't mean it.
You know,
Just done it to wind you up
that
because he can.
that podcast we did with the Mes,
Yes.
that I thought about that.
Yes, because he is a troll. And he is like, I think he's got ADHD and other things, right? And he's done it just because he thought I could do it. And lastly, you know, he genuinely meant, my heart goes out to you. I can't imagine him doing it.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
When was the last time you accidentally did that hand motion?
Well, I'll be honest. I've done that before. You know, and then if someone took that photo, it looks like.
But that's
If I've done that as well, but I'm not going to do it for the screenshot. But when we'll do that as well, like. But no, what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
I've seen loads of examples of people defending him, showing me people, even in this up to the run, the vice president for Kamala, he done that as well, and it looks a bit sketchy.
So I've seen the other examples, and
Do you think he's a Nazi?
no, I don't think he's a Nazi.
He's very close with Israel, isn't he? Like,
Well,
you know?
Benjamin Netanyahu, who I'm not the biggest fan of myself, he actually tweeted saying, you know, Elon is a great friend of ours. Please stop running this rhetoric. So I don't think he's a Nazi, but what I will say is the trolling aspect might make more sense. I don't think that was an accident. And if it was an accident, he could
My
have
heart
come
goes
out.
out to you.
His hand was a bit lower than yours. You are making sure your hand is there. His was a bit lower. You can't be lower than that and above that. Yeah? Yeah? It's somewhere. Yeah?
But he did it twice, and he did state my heart goes out to you.
You know what I mean, though, innit? I can see his.
Well, we all know what we. Well, listen, I even thought it. As soon as this happened, I went straight onto LBC and just sat there and just laugh.
Yeah, we could
have people like James Whale, and I was thinking, you idiots, mate. Like, because, listen, I don't know. It's nuts.
Okay, my final point on it.
We're living in a movie, I know that.
We are definitely living in a movie or in a simulation of some kind. But
Yeah.
my final point on it is we've been taught since birth, me and you at least, well, and Elon Musk, we've been taught since we were born about the atrocities of Nazi Germany. We know very, very well. We've seen the pictures, we've seen the videos of the people doing the Nazi salute and what it means to them. There is very few people that I can imagine that would do that in such an important moment by accident.
Okay. Can I let me have my final thoughts? Because this friend as well. Similar to when we spoke about like the Greenland thing and how like the left talking about no borders. Yeah. And now they're like, oh my God, he's overtaking. So we have, for the last 2-3 years, we have seen the left absolutely obliterate Israel, hate Israel for Palestine, the Zionists, the Israelis, the Jews, etc., etc., etc. And now those same people who have been hating on Israel and now all of a sudden caring for Israel. Oh my God, he's doing a Nazi salute. This is disgusting.
That's very, very good point.
And I think
there's actually, we'll talk more about this.
Yeah, defo, mate.
I want to see that. First round, me and you, shot. You got a longer length than me. Stand up. No, I ain't doing no boxing. Oh, you should be able to eat my ass up. You should be able to eat me up.
The guy with the word in his mouth. Well, it sounds like, you know, he was saying about boxing, maybe.
They talk about basketball, but Diddy doesn't help himself.
No.
When you look back over the Diddy tape, like over the footage of Diddy over the years, like some of the things he says, if you take them out of context,
hasn't aged well.
it just hasn't aged well at all. And I just
It's funny as fuck.
I thought that was fun.
Learned.
Yeah, you
Eat my ass
damn,
up.
you got more length than me.
Me and you go first round. Hey, who wants to see that? Yeah, me.
Somebody go get the camera. Something. Where's Jamie Foxx? Yeah, no, I
you go.
thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, that was.
Throw it out for yourself.
Sorry? Whoa, what did you just call me? Oh, sorry, can I have this lady arrested? She just called me I've got it on video. Can you arrest her? A public order, she just called me a pedophile. You just called me a nonce. Sorry, can you take her away? Sorry, can you take her? You can't call people that. You cannot call people that. You can't call people that. Yeah, you can't call people that. No. Yeah, I've got it on video. Yeah. Sure, no problem. I'm happy. Let's just get it started now. Happy to provide.
But what I thought was mad about that is, firstly, she turned victim. She thought she was funny. Then she turned victim real quick. But then he actually got her arrested for calling him a nonce. Both of those things are crazy.
Yeah. Like, we look after nonces type of thing.
But like, somebody called me a nonce once. Can I get them arrested?
Maybe.
I'm not a nonce, but, apparently it's an arrestable
I
offence.
think Ashmad though, they were
Nonce. I'd love to know the backstory. Like, what was he doing? Was he like...
But that's Charlie Veach, that is, and he is worldly renowned for just terrorising people.
Are they a march of some sort?
He goes to all the marches and just terrorises the liberals all the time.
Got you.
Quite funny. But there's been like rumours of like abuse or domestic violence. So she's obviously saying you're whatever.
Okay.
But I think he's like, obviously, if I come across him in town and I was on the receiving end of him, I'd want to kill him.
Right.
But he is actually funny to watch.
So she knows
who
she knows who he is, and she's just crept up on him and called him a nonce. And then he's just handed her to the coppers and said, she called me a nonce, arrest her. And they'd just be like, yep, all right, off you go. I'm gonna fucking keep that in mind, bro. Man, you can't go calling people things out, yeah. All right, next one.
I think that Palestinians should just be kicked out.
To say it in nice words, kicked out, yeah.
Hey guys, what are you doing here?
Hi. We're from Israel.
Okay. And?
We want to go like Trump.
And do you think that Trump could get a ceasefire negotiation?
Yeah.
And what do you think about when someone says free Palestine?
They don't know the truth.
Okay, what's the truth?
Because I'm living in Israel and I know what happened. And the terrorists have to kill all of them, and we love peace.
The easier way is to say to finish them out, but you really can't say that. So basically to free them in their own place.
You think that Palestinians should just be kicked out?
To say it in nice words, kicked out, yeah, but to be in their own jail. That's it.
Jail?
In their own place, we give them food, we give them their jobs, they can live their own life. They just
But what if they escape?
They can't. There has to be a thing that they cannot escape. That's a thing.
Like a roof. Put a roof on top of all of
Here
Gaza.
in the United States too. They're all coming in. But at the end of the day, if you do give an animal food, and I'm trying to talk nice here, but if you do give them food and a nice place to eat, and
they'll be happy.
Sorry, to live, they won't be happy because they want to rule the world, which they won't. But at the end of the day, if they would be there, and they'll be a little bit more comfortable with not wanting to do bad, maybe.
I hate that lady. I think she's disgusting.
Yeah, she's been brought up to not just Palestinians, but British, Christians, anything above them is second class.
So this is something that I know people are struggling to get out. Even I am, but Jewish people think like her, and that's disgusting.
I don't think all Jewish people do, bro.
Listen, the majority of Jewish people think like her. They call being
you, bro.
You can't disagree. It's a fact.
Bro.
Read into the
I know
Talmud.
Jewish, bro.
Read into the Talmud. Yeah, they call us goyim.
Yeah, I know.
That's like wild beast.
But then so the Islam call us non-believers as well. Kafir, haram, and like
the Jewish people. I'm telling you, bro. Okay, let me say it like this then. From what I've learned, in my experience of things I've learned, most Jewish people think like her.
You're marginalised in the same way someone would marginalise against coloured people, bro. It's not everyone, bro.
No, I said most. I said most.
It's not everyone, bro, is it?
I just...
that's disgusting. She's got that Zionist outlook.
She's got no respect.
She's got that Zionist belief, haven't she?
Yeah, she's got no care for human life if it's not Jewish.
Oh, damn it. That was quite uncomfortable to watch. I'm not going to lie. Talking about giving a dog and shit like that.
She literally said they're animals. If you give an animal enough food, it'll basically bark quieter.
No, she said if you give an animal enough food, it still won't be happy, which I get that, but Palestinians are not animals. I think at the beginning, there was part of it where she was talking about actual terrorists or Hamas, which was okay. And then she then said about Palestine and Palestinians. I was like, nah, you're done, mate. You are exposing yourself to just say that they are second-class citizens, which they are totally not.
And so I don't catch that same sort of explanation from Russian people about Ukrainians. They still
they're brothers.
They're human beings. But from people in
But the Russia and Ukraine, they are actually brothers. Like, you know, they are actually like the same Slavic people. They're Arabic and Jewish. So to her, the Arabs are...
Where are Jewish people from?
Well, they're meant to be from the Middle East as well, aren't they? You know.
So are they Semitic people or are they not Semitic people? Because I've been learning that they're not Semitic people and that they come from a place called Kazakh, which was in like Russia and Eastern Europe places, which was like, you know, the ancient Babylonia where they were sacrificing children to Baal.
I thought Babylon was like near the Middle East.
Ancient Babylon was in Iraq, but sorry, not Babylon, Canaan. The ancient Canaan.
It was a city, yeah.
They were coming from these places where they were worshipping Baal and sacrificing children. Yes. Sodom, Gomorrah, all that. This is what I've been learning, that the Jewish people really come from there, and that means that they're not Semites, which means that anti-Semitism doesn't exist. But anyway, point being,
there's a lot of Jewish people here in this country who have integrated who are not like, they don't look like that. They don't speak like that.
If there's Semitic people, then they are brothers with Palestinians. But if they're not,
so they are part of the family in there. I'm sure they are.
Well, I don't know. They need to decide for themselves.
And this is why I think this is a perfect example of why this has been going on for thousands of years. And me and you and liberal lefties calling it, just they haven't got a clue. It's between them, and it's been there for years.
This is how I first thought.
Tribes in Kenya. That's like me telling me which tribe is right in Kenya. I would never know.
I agree. I agree with that. When I first was looking at the war in Palestine and Israel, my first thing was, this is not my fight to pick a side. I don't really know.
And then there was a part of you was like, I need to say what's right for the...
As the genocide continued to get worse and worse, then it's sort of, it just became like, oh, you can't just ignore that and say it's not your fight.
But in their eyes, they're like, war is war. Like, you know, they've give us a war act
but to me
it's crazy. I know.
But to me, I think it's not. I think it's not war is war, because Ukraine and Russia are at war, but their war is different. They don't see those people as equal humans.
Russia's, but again, we could go on forever. Like Russia, they're a massive country with massive land, and they're going against the Ukrainians. The Israelis feel they are surrounded, and they feel like we've had a Holocaust before. We're not having this again. Fuck this, we're going to go all out. Like, you know, that's how they're looking at it. It's horrible. And the one thing I never saw during all of this, which I was always on that side, because we are the Central Club, whether people believe it or not, but it was either pro-Palestine or pro-Israel. There was no pro-peace in any of it.
No.
You know?
No.
I never seen anyone make a fucking flag with the two of them on there. I mean, it's sad.
My idea of peace would be that
the
Palestinians are the ones who have been pushed out of their own land. The Jewish people were given a part of Israel, or given a part of Palestine.
They called it the Promised Land, because in the biblical days.
But the Rothschilds gave it to them on behalf of Britain.
But that's where they were 2,000 years ago, bro.
So they say.
Okay. Well, with me and you will never know that.
No, and it's not my battle. Next video.
Yeah. So I think the most disheartening thing for me is that
last year, my 11-year-old daughter was
bad people who have done terrible things to their children, like the Baby P and the Shannon Matthews and all these other things, have created these safeguarding issues that has now been weaponized against good parents who genuinely care.
That's such a good point. I've got a 6-year-old daughter, and she's in school. The thought of the school pushing her into changing her fundamental self-identity, that terrifies me. And there would be serious problems up at that school if I ever came across that in my family. You know, that woman, like she said, she had breast cancer. She was going through enough, man. And how you know, she didn't have the ability to be there for their daughter, and the people that were there to pick up that slack led her astray.
Yeah,
it's a horrible situation.
How would you feel if you found out like that? I don't know, you're with your daughter tomorrow, you go golfing, do whatever with her, and say, how was school Friday? And you say, well, we had this man in called, I don't know, Cock-a-Lot or something. He was a drag artist, and I don't know what he call himself, sexy minky fucking ball dragger. I don't know. How would you feel if she said, Yeah, he came into our school. He had these like heels and tights on, and yeah, he was. How was he?
There's no need for it at all. I had a conversation with my
How would
daughter.
you feel?
I'd feel a bit sick. I'd feel a bit like, why are you sexualizing my daughter's eyes? Like, why are you forcing my daughter to even have to consider these things? She's 6. She draws rainbows and sunshines and does cartwheels.
Doesn't wear the flag of rainbows.
No.
Draws rainbows. And I feel that is another thing that has been targeted to the youngsters. Is because it's a rainbow flag.
No.
Yeah.
It's a way to... Well, look, I would be absolutely heartbroken to know that the school is forcing anything that is sexual on my child. Like, it's not... this is not what she's there for. She's there to learn ABCs. She's there to learn how to think in patterns and
Not
memory.
LGBTQs.
Yeah, not LGBTQs, no.
No, look.
Plus, sorry.
I am. Listen, it's like you're even claim to be a bigot now when you openly say, "Look, I understand that some people might feel they're trapped in a body. I understand that people into the same sex. That is totally fine. But I just think we shouldn't be corrupting our youngsters and letting it into schools. And also, we should be able to give them the right age to decide that, not make them go through changes at such a young age."
I hope you don't mind me doing a quick plug, but so I've started vlogging. I've got a vlog, Be Wild Vlog. Please check it out.
I like that you did that.
But one of the things that I'm going to talk about in the coming weeks is that my stepdad, who raised me from 2 years old, is trans.
Wow.
And I've never really been able to talk about this. It's been very damaging to my family.
He's not with your mother no more then?
No. But when I was 15 years old, I came to Christmas dinner, but before I came down the stairs, my mum pulled me aside and told me that my dad was going to, for the first time ever, present as a female at dinner on Christmas Day.
Wow.
So I have some really fucked up memories. It destroyed my family. It destroyed my mental health. It destroyed it really fucked me up. So yeah, I am going to talk in depth about that on my vlog in the coming weeks. But I am an example.
How long did the relationship last with your mother after that?
A year or 2 or 3. I don't know. To be honest, bro, I was 15 years old. I started drinking so heavily that my memory of the time is really difficult to comprehend. But I will do a deep dive on it for sure. It's something that I've not been able to talk about. And
well done for talking about it now, mate. Honestly, it's a big thing, isn't it? Like,
Yeah. But so the reason I brought that up was, number one, to plug my Be Wild vlog. But
yeah, check it out. I've been watching it myself. Really good. I think you're a natural at it, and you need to keep. I know it's hard, especially when you might be doing it to 50 people and getting one comment, but that will grow and that will continue.
But the reason I brought it up was because when you were asking me about how would I feel if my daughter was introduced to these sort of things that are just a bit out of the ordinary, that really hurts me to think, God, that would hurt me, because even at 15, that was so punishing, So yeah, it's not...
What's it going to do to her?
Exactly. It's not great. Should we move on?
Yeah, man.
Prosecution have made it clear that these proceedings were not acts of terrorism within the meaning of the terrorism legislation, because there is no evidence that Rudakabana's purpose was to advance political, religious, racial or ideological cause. I must accept that conclusion.
The way the courts work. When he said, I must accept that, I took that as, I know better, but because of the law being so black and white in structure, I have to accept the information. Do you know what I mean by that?
Well, you thought he was going to give him the terrorist charge or not?
No, I think he was wording it in a way to say that his personal, outside the courtroom opinion is that this guy is a terrorist. But because of the evidence, he can't use his own personal opinion to...
I think it's because the prosecution was probably saying, this is a fucking terrorist act. And then he tried to justify it.
How can you not call it a terrorist act? He terrorized these... man, God, 2 back-to-back deep things, bro. Honestly, my cheeks are getting a bit funky. What I read that he did to those girls broke me. Like, it's disgusting. I don't care what mental health, I don't care what not. This is the first time in a very long time that I've found it hard to disagree with people's opinions of bringing back the death penalty. I just can't gather my thoughts about how he could have done that.
When you have ricin in your house, when you are searching on your fucking computer genocides and terrorist attacks, and when you have the Al Qaeda manual on your computer,
you are a terrorist.
You are a terrorist.
By definition. Like, I forgot about the ricin thing. He literally had ricin in his gaff.
I know people who have been done for terror charges for much less. Like, and have never even committed the crime. I'm on a terror charge for something that might deem that.
Yeah.
How the fuck has that man got away with this?
It's disgusting.
And you might say I'm being a conspiracy theorist here, but I wouldn't be surprised if the government had gone into that judge's ear and said, listen, don't put her out as a terrorist charge. We're already under scrutiny by the public for hiding this man and hiding the information and evidence we had. We don't want the public to be correct. If this comes out that terrorist
100%.
in charge, they're going to be right, we're going to be wrong, and we're fucked.
100%. They've had to double down on their thing, and it's disgusting. And I sent you Keir Starmer's. He wrote that little letter. It was horrible to read.
You know,
what a fucking emotionless prick.
He was on the watch list, the same as 50,000 others. And I was saying on a previous podcast to John Ackley about how literally is it Yvette Cooper or it is Yvette Cooper, isn't it? She sat there in Parliament yesterday. He was contacted by the child line. Nothing was done. He had this on his computer. Nothing was done. His schools, he had a knife in his school. Nothing was done. As if, like, who are you saying that to? You're the people in government. You should be saying that to yourself. You're the one in the wrong. Trying to, like, deflect or...
But then you know...
disgusting.
You are right. You are right. Who are you saying that to? It's your job. But she may have been a part of the people that would have been proactive if I don't know. I'm just making it.
Part of the Labour government. It was under the Labour government. Yes, they were in power for a month, and before that it was Conservatives, and maybe he was showing signs at Conservatives, but you should be having a handover, and whoever deals with terror threats and watch lists, that should have been passed over as you would do in any other job. You'd hand over things. I hand over stuff a month prior.
Yeah.
Before leaving a job, and the person is ready to rock and roll on day one, is unacceptable. And once again, it's reactionary. I don't even know if it's reactionary. Sometimes it feels on purpose, but I can't say that for a fact.
What a disgusting human being.
Rest in peace to those girls. The carnage that was caused after that. Okay, some things are unacceptable that happened by the public, but some things were justified.
Mm-hmm.
But the main enemies are equally to Axel is the government on this. They did not help the situation.
I agree, totally. Want to move on?
Yeah, man.
If you ever need more proof that we live in a simulation, check this out. This is the chart for Trump's shitcoin that he launched yesterday. Now watch as I turn it sideways.
You're joking.
It's Trump's silhouette. How weird.
Wait, go back, because I've seen actually that image of Trump.
Proof that we live in a simulation? Check this out. This is the chart for Trump's shitcoin that he launched yesterday. Now watch as I turn it sideways.
Oh yeah, it's not even on that. Right. It reminds me of the old shockwaves, man, the silhouette of the shockwaves head. But listen, that silhouette there of Trump, it actually is Trump. No, so you know the economy, the magazine that they put out yearly, and conspiracy theorists will look at the Economist every year to see what's on the front page of it.
Right.
It normally tells you a lot of what's going to happen in that year.
Okay.
Well, the Economist magazine of that year. Please, someone get me. Please, Reese, will you grab my phone 2 seconds? I beg you. Watch this. Watch the silhouette. It's that. Watch the silhouette of Trump on the globe. It's that. I'm going to get it up now, and I will show you this. Tell me this ain't it.
I mean, it's just bizarre to look at, isn't it? Like, it's literally Donald Trump's silhouette. Like, it's his face. And his coin did relatively well considering how a lot of the shit coins do. Like, I'm looking at the graph. Okay. Yes.
Bro.
Yes. That's exactly what it is.
If you switch that the other way.
Yes.
Yeah. Come here.
Oh.
Reese. Show him.
And that's the shit coin graph turned on its side.
I don't even think that's stretching. That's
It's
you got to get that to donut ASAP.
The codes, bro. The codes.
Oh, what's up? It's donut.
It's donut. He's funny. I like him, man. You've had him on a couple of times.
Yeah, I like him.
He's a nice guy. He's a little bit potty, but he's a nice guy.
Yeah. The time is now 17:19, and 17 is 19, and 19 is 17, which means Illuminati, dolphins.
Oh my God. Okay, so my name is Ben. Starts with a B. I was born on the 8th of December. A B and an 8. December is just one, a D. And yeah, that's all I got. Oh, shit.
Oh, it happened. It happened. I said it would. We gotta see here. We gotta see here. I got it on video. It actually happened. Kamala stairs. No way. Did you really? I got it.
Everything he does is funny.
Yeah. Well, I think it's crazy how YouTubers are just like out there, but obviously they were a big part of Trump being.
But they're not just YouTubers now, though.
No, I know.
They're massively successful businessmen. I mean, Logan Paul is a wrestling sensation. He is like the WWE's,
and he is a good wrestler as well.
Wrestler,
he's actually a good wrestler.
Like they've certainly surpassed the expectations.
No, I know. I heard I've seen a video of him. I think Theo Vaughn was actually upset about that. It's a bit of a back and forth on there. To me, it just seems like that was a prank he pulled on him. But Logan Paul was saying, no, this was from I streamed the whole inauguration and I just clipped that bit because I found it funny. My camera was already rolling.
Oh, so
to me, it looks like that was a prank.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't see it like that. I genuinely thought that he fell off his chair. But I love the way he went, that's a Kamala chair.
Yeah, that's funny.
We got some more?
Yeah.
Wrap it up fairly soon?
Yeah, let's just fight through them.
All right, cool.
The White House government website, the Spanish version, cannot be found anymore. And in this little box that takes you to the home page, the words that they chose to use are "go home."
I really, really think that's a fucking joke, innit? That's got to be a piss take.
They took the page down and wrote "go home."
That's got to be a piss take. Although it could be "go home" to the main page. Well, because you get that a lot, don't you, on internet?
Like you just said,
another subliminal with
the Economist thing with Trump and his graph.
This all could be a troll.
Yeah, and I think Trump has landed it with the social media trolling. Elon Musk with the salute. All of these things, they're like.
But do you know what it also feels like? They're bringing back fucking just normal humor.
Yeah, bro, I'll accept that.
Like the lefties going, right, this is outrageous. No, they're just triggering you because you're weirdos, mate.
I will accept that. And I for those, if that is the case, fucking great job.
There's a lot of Spanish who support Trump. He does a lot for the Spanish as well.
Yes.
So they can't fuck all with that. Yes. It's actually funny, though.
But these are the kind of things, it's like when you tell a joke at somebody, but it's not quite offensive enough for them to be like, did he just take a dig at me?
Yeah.
But it's very intelligent marketing if it is intentional.
Yeah. And you can imagine them in their room, like, scared. I think we should take down the Spanish.
Yeah, we're just like,
go should take it down if we go home. That's it. And Muskie's like, let's do it. I'll do it right now.
But I've got a conspiracy theory.
Oh, here we go.
QAnon?
Yeah, I remember QAnon.
Baron Trump.
How? He was a kid when he was around.
He's not a
the
kid.
Best.
He's a very intelligent young man.
QAnon started.
He's really tall, in case nobody told you yet.
Yeah, but QAnon started before Trump's first session when he was a little kid.
He wasn't.
He was young, little Baron.
He wasn't that
in
young.
2016, he was young.
16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21,
He was.
23, 24, 8 years.
Him and who's the who do you think is the winner out of the Power of Autistics with him or Elon?
I mean,
the king of tism.
Listen,
Sarcasm.
Baron Trump right now is looking like a future president, bro.
Yeah, I know. He carries himself well. Have you seen the conspiracy that he is a time traveler?
I think I did once. Oh my God, the book about, oh my God, it's crazy.
It's called The Last President, and it's about a guy called
crazy.
Trump and the time traveler called Baron Trump. And if you look at the photo that is drawn of Baron, it's little Baron Trump.
It's fucking crazy, actually.
I think that is
I see it years ago as well.
Yeah, when Baron was a little kid, he was like, that's Baron Trump.
Wow. But
Have you seen that,
do you know what? The only thing I can use to explain that is that book is probably...
And they called it The Last President.
Really an old
people,
book.
No, it is an old book. It is.
Is
It's a
it?
famous book.
I need to see the date on the fucking binding, bro.
Yeah, and it's like, The Last President, because people were scared like that. Trump will, after Trump, there'll be no more voting, and he's going to overtake.
There'll be no more. That's what every rapper's always said. Maybe Trump is the real deal, bro. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Your dream man, what does he look like?
Brown hair, good looking. A mix between Michael B. Jordan, the guy from 365. A bad man. I want a bad man. Bad man that's not done something too bad. I want
He's a
finger
sweetheart.
tattoos. At least he's gone to jail once. I'm okay with substance, that's fine. Not bad, like not physical body harm. Drugs.
Cullan, okay.
I like that. You have to fucking drive. Oh
Like,
my God, a G-Wagon.
okay.
Black car, it has to be black. I wanted to have a good heart, and I wanted to be an earth sign.
But he's a criminal.
And
Okay.
he has to love animals. He doesn't like animals. I will never speak to him. Pug or French bulldog. I want him very, very straight up and down. Because the pug's called Junk. Actually, imagining a guy with finger tattoos that's tall with a junk.
We're really lost for words, mate.
So she basically wants a dog breeder with a black Audi A series or whatever, A-class. I think she'd be quite lucky if she gets a man.
Bro, like I love that. Like, we're trying to empower people who look different, and I'm all for that. But don't push the boat out. Don't fucking take the piss. You can't have your cake and eat it, love.
Stop
right?
tricking yourself. Why are you
No, but
lying
we're
to yourself?
accepting. We're more accepting now than ever, and that's good. But don't say I want. You said I want to about 10 things. You're not going to have all of them things. You'll be lucky to have one. Okay.
I mean,
just the finger tattoos, and that's
Let's
it.
look at it from this point of view. Yeah, this man, say he exists. What does he get? Half a woman.
But bro, listen. There are a lot of freaky deaky people out there who are into.
I'll cancel the game.
Have you watched midget porn?
Why are you asking me that?
I guess you have.
Yeah,
then.
of course I've watched midget porn. Who hasn't?
Well, aren't you saying, like, obviously there's a lot of freaky deaky people out there who would
Wait,
accept.
hang on, wait. Not like on my own. I've been shown midget porn.
Ah, right, okay.
Moving on.
What do you think the best invention of the last 100 years is?
Invention.
Over your whole life, the thing that changed the world.
The bombs.
The what?
The bombs.
The bomb? That's the best invention?
That's invention.
That's the best one?
Not the best. Oh, the best?
The best.
The best invention. The atom bomb.
No. Like, not the iPhone? Not an iPhone? Television?
Oh.
Airplane?
Savage granny, bro.
Yeah, but I hate like the guy, the interviewer. No, like if that's your answer, shut the fuck up.
But I can't believe she's 101. She looked great for 101. But like,
saying you bone.
She's too tall for me, bro. Yeah.
But yeah, that's great, mate.
Best invention.
I love old people just because they are so unfiltered.
Amazing. When I was in school, I was in the choir, and at Christmas time, they take us around all the old people's homes and make us sing to these geriatrics, right? But afterwards, they'd be like, right, now, why don't you go mingle and have some conversations? They like company. And I had the best time. I thought it was going to be awkward and uncomfortable. Bro, them people are so experienced and genuine and couldn't give a fuck as well. But they got the best stories. Just such all people, great company.
Yeah, definitely. Next.
Last one.
Just get through him. We've got 4 left.
I've got to go.
4 left. Come on.
Emily was right. Emily was pregnant all along. This is my beautiful wife, Emily. Yes, she is a mannequin.
This is Sean. He lives in America with his mannequin wife Emily and his 3 doll children, twins little Shawnee and Tawny. His 3rd child is yet to be revealed.
This right here is our newborn baby we just had last month. We're not saying the gender of this baby because we're going to let the baby decide when the baby gets old enough what the baby wants to identify as.
Sean claims to love Emily and enjoys dancing with her, spending the holidays together and playing with her younger brother Simon.
He just got out of the juvie a couple months ago. This is not my son. This is Emily's little brother.
He shares his life with his unconventional family on TikTok and challenges anyone that judges him.
My wife Emily, we've been married almost a year now. Best year of my life. Hardly ever argue. Don't get in many fights at all. It's been great. She barely even talks.
What do you think?
Bro, let me just say something, right? Yeah, please, right? Now, I'm a white guy, and, we talk about, like, issues in society that might not be directed to white people, and people will go, yeah, but it's white nonsense and all this shit, yeah, right?
Yeah.
Bro, why is it always the white people who are the fucking weird, noncy, fucking freaky people?
Bro, how does this man have gender-neutral mannequin children?
He's doing that to fit in. He knows if he pulls that card, some people will respect him.
I know, but that's the mad thing is there are people out there that'll be like, oh my God.
If he wants
so
to,
good. It's so good that he's letting his children choose their own gender.
Yeah. It's like Kamala. We just got to be woke. Just stay woke. We don't care if you're the wokest or the woker. Just stay woke.
Stay woke.
I'm surprised someone haven't said, if he wants, that Emily could get pregnant. Like, she can.
Well, she's had 3 fucking kids.
Ali, dirtiest place you've ever taken it up the shitter.
What?
Dirtiest place you've ever done it. A car. Fucking hell, what car is that? A monster truck.
Oh my God.
How is she still doing the rounds on the internet?
Yeah, because
fascinating looking
it's just
creature.
Crazy. I know, man. It's like, it's not even being like people, you're so mean. Oh, fuck off with your meanness. Like,
I just said, how is she still doing rounds? Is that the correct way to is that
I
a woman?
I don't know anymore.
I don't know what that is.
It's is the one off Star Wars, when not Star. What's them? Jabba the Hutt.
Jabba the Hutt. Sorry, yes, bro.
Yeah, that's what she looks like, bro.
Yeah, man. That person is
and
a
like
person.
The fact that people try to like, there's a difference with empowering someone who's gone through something and is fighting his way back. Is it when you try and empower people because they're like that? It's just it's wrong. You're being rude on that person.
Right.
Come on, 2 more.
Is she someone that's your type?
She's attractive.
Okay, cool. Why do we end up popping his?
I think just off of the paint, the spray for the hair. That's the only reason. Otherwise, he looks like a very nice gentleman.
Do you have anything to say?
Hey, this is a barber thing. It's a New York thing. It's an Atlanta thing. So when you become,
it's not really a bad thing. I'm sorry.
No, it's not a bad thing. I'm just saying I'll let you speak about it, but it's a New York thing. It's an Atlanta thing. Okay. So you pay a couple of extra dollars when you get one of these. So yeah, so this is something that's actually respected. But again, that's what it is. That's what it is.
Where I'm from, it's acceptable to shag your sister. It's okay. This is what happens in our city. There's nothing worse than someone who sprays their fucking head or their fucking beard and does their eyebrows and all that shit. Like, it's wrong.
I know a couple of guys in Cardiff who they spray their beards on. Like all of it, like beards. Yeah. They start going bald, kind of spray. Listen,
and then they have to do the same because like this thing, the right color of their hair, they have to end up doing their hair the same with that, and then it's blue. They have a blue beard and a blue hair. It's like crazy, bro. It's crazy, like navy blue and all that,
bro. Yeah, not for me. Listen, these ones.
What a day!
Fine.
Murderer Axel Rudakabana was.
Years. This is CCTV
footage issued by Merseyside Police, which shows Rudakabana leaving his house on the 29th of July, the day of the attack, walking to a bus stop. While at this bus stop, the footage shows him calling a taxi. The video then shows the teenager inside the taxi. He asks the driver for directions before leaving the car without paying. Dashcam footage then shows Rudakabana approach the building where the dance class was being held. He enters through an open door and walks up the stairs.
A taxi driver must be fucking devil that he just... It's like a movie. He's just like, oh, he's fucking not paying me. I'll wait for the little cunt now until he comes back out and he just pulls in. Imagine being there waiting for him and then comes out and people are dead like.
And well, probably everyone would have come out screaming. The taxi driver was probably thinking, I've just dropped the kid here. 30 seconds later, women are screaming. Oh, man. It just, watching that video just makes it very real, doesn't it? Really puts you like in the moment.
So let's just finish on this then. Like, was justice served?
Not in my opinion, bro. In my opinion, the guy should fucking hang for it.
Yeah, I think for certain crimes like that, I agree, mate. I agree.
And I'm not one to say it like that, but honestly, that guy could go.
Do you think he'd be protected in jail?
No, well, yeah, protective custody to a degree.
Well, not by inmates.
Oh no, someone will get to him.
Yeah. Interesting. Well, Benji, enjoyed today. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Until next time,
stay central.
The Central Club.